Hey everyone. So, as the Rise of Skywalker gets closer and closer to hitting its release date, more and more speculation and rumors and possible outcomes are coming out. And I heard about one possible rumor that I figured I'd share with y'all. One, because I found it kind of just like on board of the whole, well, if this rumor is true, well, we need this to happen so this can happen. You get where I'm coming with. But I do kind of agree with the rumor about the Death Star transmitter to show the story of Skywalker to the galaxy so they can rise up. Considering everything we've seen in the two trailers, that one kind of looks plausible. Because, it's like, why else would they be at the Death Star other than Palpatine living there like an old hermit for years? Don't know. Anyway, this rumor has to do with the ending. Now, many of y'all have probably heard by now that J.J. Abrams came out and said that the ending is going to blow our minds. I kind of highly doubt it. I don't know of anything that they can do that's really going to blow our minds. But at the same time, I heard about this one possible ending, which, as I said, is a rumor, and for some reason, it sounds right up JJ's alley. Sounds right up something he would do. Anyway, without further ado, so the rumor's quick and simple. After the destruction of Palpatine and the regiments of the Empire and the First Order, Rey, Poe, Finn, and I think Leia, or I think Leia might be dead, I can't remember. But anyway, they go to Tatooine, and they go to the Lars homestead, where Shmi was and where Luke was raised. Rey then pulls forth her new lightsaber, and she has the remainders of Luke and Anakin's, as well as Leia's lightsaber. She took them apart and created her own new lightsaber, and instead of a blue crystal, it is a yellow goldish color. And she takes the remainders of those lightsabers, she buries them on the Lars homestead, giving a barrel to Luke, Anakin, and Leia, and then the heroes look out into the distance of the twin suns setting in the horizon, and apparently the music is like the same music we've heard when Luke was first staring out in the homestead in New Hope, and they smile because it's like, oh hey, we won, and the old heroes can finally rest, and then it closes. Now, in just all together, that doesn't sound too bad. I will admit that it's like, okay, that's fine. But there are a few things that I do kind of scratch my head with this rumor, like, what? One, Leia's lightsaber. So, even with the books, and even with the, everything we've seen from the two movies, Leia has not once shown that she's built or constructed or had a lightsaber. And even in the books, like the Aftermath, or even, Bloodlines, Leia never went through Jedi training. She just decided to stay within the boundaries of the New Republic and lead the New Republic. And that is what we've been told. So the pure fact that if this rumor is true, Leia has a lightsaber all of a sudden, that she gave it to Rey for, I don't know, whatever reason, I just kind of, that's why I said that sounds like, oh, well, we want this to happen, so, Leia now has a lightsaber that she gives to Rey, so Rey can build her own unique lightsaber out of Luke's lightsaber and her lightsaber. And it just confuses me. Because, if the plan from the beginning to have it where Leia did have a lightsaber, why wouldn't they have shown that in The Force Awakens? Why wouldn't they have shown that in The Last Jedi? Because, if Leia has training, with the Force and knows how to use a lightsaber, it'd be too easy for her to... They could have easily shown her stepping up, igniting her lightsaber amongst the First Order troops, to try to do one valiant last-ditch effort stand, and then... well, Luke could have came in and did his weird force projection thing. And I guess somewhat makes it sense now, because as we've seen in the trailer, Rey has rebuilt the lightsaber. Now, how she rebuilt it, we're not sure yet. I'm sure they'll show us. But as far as I know, Rey knows nothing about lightsaber construction, and that's kind of something you need to know. And I don't think the old Jedi books have lightsaber construction. Now, I know in the EU, Leia, she did go through Jedi training. She did build a lightsaber, and she became a pretty decent Jedi, but she didn't want to be a Jedi anymore because she said the pressures of being a Jedi was too great for her. So she decided to step back and go with, the diplomat approach, helping the New Republic, which eventually became the Galactic Alliance. As I said, it's just a rumor that I've heard and I found, and it sounds interesting, and I said, that type of scene, Rey burying the lightsaber parts, the leftover parts of Leia and Luke on Tatooine, where I guess their story began, that sounds right up JJ's alley, does it not? I mean, am I wrong? I mean, it just sounds like something that he would do, and in his mind, this would probably blow everyone's mind. But from my perspective, and I think a lot of people from the fandom menace, maybe we've just became a little bit too, just, like, we're tired of the bullshit, and we're just so used to the negativity that we just view this as like, well, why does Leia have a lightsaber all of a sudden? It's like, I'm not too sure. What do you think of this? I mean, do you think if this scene is true, like, if this is the true ending of the movie, do you think it's good? Do you think it's like, could you get behind this? Like, do you think that's a satisfying end to the Skywalker saga? Personally, I'm going to say no. And my reasons is because Han and Luke are dead. They're already dead. And we can only assume Leia's going to die in The Rise of Skywalker. Because if this ending is true, that means if Rey is burying the lightsaber of Leia, then that means that Leia probably dies at some point during the movie. Gotta kill off the Skywalker bloodline, right? Because it's the end of the Skywalker saga. Anyway, Han and Luke got denied honorable deaths. That's the truth. Unfortunately, they are not gonna get the death, or hell, probably even the respect they deserve, in my opinion. And Leia, she was denied her death. She could have been blown out into space, and that could have been it. And I think a lot of fans would have accepted that, like, that's the end of our princess, rip Carrie Fisher. But instead, she was denied that. Listen, folks, I'm not trying to be negative towards this. It's just, so far, everything we've heard and everything we've seen about the Rise of Skywalker, it sounds like a cluster. It just sounds like there's going to be so much going on that we're not going to have time to enjoy it, and it sounds like it's just going to be a bunch of more convenient plotline stuff, like the main story is going to be the plot. And if the ending is true, where Rey buries the lightsaber parts and constructs her own lightsaber, that just confirms what a lot of us have been saying, that Luke has been denied his destiny in rebuilding the Jedi and shaping it. Instead, it's the sequel trilogy characters that succeeded where the old ones failed. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but as I said, what do y'all think? Feel free to like or comment, let's talk about this. Anyway, later, guys.